Hey guys, yes, I am back finally. Sorry for the random upload, if you will. I've been very busy with exams and graduation here recently. I'm a senior, so I'll be graduating and been looking into colleges, and it is not a fun time. Um, I'm kind of starting up a new series, if you will. It's a Let's Play. I'll be doing the Japanese line as a demonstration. Uh, so each video that'll come out, hopefully, one a week, will be one tank within the line, except for the bottom tiers. This video will actually have two. It'll have the Arotsu and the Ha-Go. If y'all are planning on grinding the Japanese line, always go down the Ha-Go, Kini, and Kiho line. It is so much better than the is it the Chini, Chiha, and Chiha, or Chiha, one of those. Um, just the autoloader at tier 3 is just amazing. And the tier 4, I can't say anything bad about it, to be honest. It's just great everything. Maneuverability, gun depression, and reload and penetration for its tier is just amazing. I'm a big fan. You'll hear me say it all the time. Like, this is my favorite tank at tier whatever. And I mean it. I have played the Japanese line on the EU server. I am very, very content with the line as a whole. It is just undoubtedly one of my favorites and potentially one of the best lines, in my opinion. So into the game. This is the Arotsu, the first game, tier 1. For some reason, I only played 3 games in it. But for some reason, I was put as the only tier 1 against all other tier 2s every game. I actually lost my first game, and I typically play the autoloader on this tank. I believe it's a much better gun. In my personal opinion, it's what I prefer. However, I just happened to get a mastery in the one game or one gun tank with the gun I don't actually like to use. I'm currently using the single shot. It's not terrible, but the autoloader does definitely have its place as my number 1 gun for this tank. I will have my only, I guess, upset or disappointment with the tank is its speed. Its armor, it's great if you're facing other tier 1s, but obviously I never did, so it's obviously getting penned very easily. Only 2 tanks at tier 1 that you're going to face that are pretty difficult to bounce would be the medium one, the British tier 1, and the what's the pardon me, trying to think of the tank, the MS1, excuse me, there's so many tanks in the game. The Russian tier 1 MS1, those are I believe they had the highest calibers of the tier, but those tanks are probably the biggest challenges you'll face. And my apologies, this game, for whatever reason, I was not listening to music, I was not on Discord, I wasn't doing anything of the sort, and the audio didn't record, so my apologies on that. So from the very beginning of the game, I kind of pushed on the right flank. If you play Copperfield at lower tiers, you should always push the right flank. And going up against tier 2s, it kind of stayed back and sniped, and a lot of the time I did push. To some extent, you did see me a couple minutes ago back up because I was taking too many hits, and that's because none of the tier 2s would push. I am very upset with some of the players online, especially since this is a game during the IS-6 event. And that's when a lot of the players that are liking to seal club or just are god awful at the game and don't know how to play as a team decide to come on and say, "Oh, free tank, let's go on and play." Yet, wargaming makes it almost impossible to earn a free tank, so it's not free. So in a situation like this, the T-18 is using the howitzer gun, so I'm not willing to poke on him when he's looking at me. I tried to take a shot with the premium AP round. It bounces off his side. Makes sense. T-18's got a wicked front armor. It's really good. And just waiting for him to die, really, so that I can push, trying to bait his shot. And I patiently wait, and I try and go steal this kill over here that I've been wanting the entire game, but don't get it. I'm okay with it because I just put all these tier 2s to shame and damage dealt. Being the only tier 1 in the game, I completely destroy their scores with 1.1k damage. Alrighty, so this is the Hago tier 2. It does, I believe, 90 damage per shot with a 6.4 second reload. It is amazing. As you heard me say earlier, it is the best tier 2 tank in the game, in my personal opinion. It just has amazing gun depression. Its armor's it's trolly, I will give it that. It's, to be honest, when you play playing against tier 3s, you can't rely on the armor at all. You're going to get banned every time. But later on you'll see me bounce every single shot from Panzer II except for one shell that penetrates with 24 damage. So it's alright, I guess, when you're facing other tier 2s. But other than that, it also, one other good thing about its gun, its HE. It has a great penetration, in my personal opinion. And from experience driving the tank, I do use AP most of the time just for reliability's sake. I've tried to HE tanks before, and it's very glitchy, so I just rely on the AP. So I do very well this game. At the end results, you'll see them. So, like last game, at lower tiers, you should always go across. No matter what tank you're in, you're only ever going to see light tanks and a very, very few amount of medium tanks. Just depends. So going left and just brawling it out with DPM, skill, and knowledge, because you're basically fighting new players. Usually, I got very, how should I say this nicely, ticked off playing against, I lost my first 2 games in my hard because of some seal clubbers. People that decide to play low tiers because they are not good enough to play high tiers. I believe I don't, it's not in the video, but I actually went up against a guy that had 14,000 games in a Cruiser 4 at tier 3. I don't know how much more pathetic you could have ever gotten. I don't know of any other word other than pathetic, because you just can't figure out how to play higher tiers, but you sit at tier 3, making new people just hate the game because they can't ever win anything. Anyways, that's my rant. So you see me here using my HE shells, penetrating in front of the T26. Great HE pen, no issues there. You did see me, I did roll 90 and 104 the previous shot. It's alright. I did only fire 2, so you obviously didn't get to see its full HE roll. But the gun is very, very good, very reliable. Very end of the game, gun depression, key. That's exactly what I used here. And I don't know what our UC 2-pounder was doing, but I let him do him and play his bait, and I'll just farm the damage and use my precision skill to get a high roll and kill him in one shot. That wraps it up for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be putting out some new videos here out pretty soon. Tier 3 and 4 will be coming out here pretty soon. But until then, you'll have a great day and enjoy the rest of your week.